right, so I was here earlier this morning. I did a little shoulders, and I typically don't break up my workouts, you know, body part in the morning and a body part in the evening. It is in the afternoon now, and I'm just gonna do a little bit of arms to finish up my whole workout. So I figured I would just vlog about it. Let's get into it. Anyway, I'm just starting off with some tri-step push downs. Very straightforward. I like to simplify training. I don't like to overcomplicate it. And especially now with all the noise in the fitness industry, it's very overcomplicated as far as like what the best exercise for building your biceps. It's like, there's no fucking best exercise, if you want me to be honest. And you know, I see influencers be like, oh dude, blow up your bicep. And then you watch the video, it's like fucking dumbbell curls. Like, wow, dude. Whoa, you're doing dumbbell curls? Bro. Anyway, start off with some triceps. Typically I start off with triceps first because tri versus bi, I don't know, it just seems like I should be building up the back first, bigger muscle group. So I do the triceps first. Standing tricep cable press downs, I'll do 3 sets, 2 to 3 sets working up, and then I'll probably do 1 heavy set with a drop set. Typically how I do arms, I pick 2 to 3 exercises for bis and 2 to 3 exercises for tris, and I'll do 2 to 3 workings, 2 to 3 build-up sets where I'm getting blood flow, anywhere from 10 to 12 reps, and then I'll do 1 set, super heavy, maybe like 6 to 8, I'll force out, you know, 8 reps, and then I'll do a drop set and just burn it out. So again, that would be considered 1 to 2 working sets per exercise. I don't think you need much more than that. Typically I'll do bis and tris after a chest and delt workout or after a back workout. I don't really do arms together anymore. I just feel like if I'm doing arms, I might as well do pull-ups. Or if I'm doing triceps, I might as well do dips. So I just try to be more efficient with it. But today, arm training, again, I don't really do arm training that much anymore on its own day. Reason being, if I'm being completely honest, I met Frank Zane back in 2010 when I turned pro. I was actually, 2010 was my first pro universe. And I ran into him at the Arnold. And we were talking, and I said, hey bro, I just turned pro, any advice for me? I just gave him a blanket question. And he's like, don't train your strong body parts in the off season. Okay, and one of my strong body parts is my arms. I don't know if it's just genetics or the fact that when I did a lot of arm training when I was, you know, early on, 13, 14, 15, I did a lot of arm training because I wanted to have big arms. So I think moving into my older years, I top off my workouts with a few sets to keep the muscle. Am I building muscle at 46 anymore? Maybe, but I do chase the pump. I do like that feeling. So that's where I'm at as far as my arm training goes. If I'm honest, a lot of times I don't even count my reps. I just go till I feel the burn, till I feel the pump, and then I'll stop. I know it's not structurally, you know, how people like to approach their workout, and I wouldn't recommend that for a newbie. I would recommend having a logbook and even keeping track of your weights. If, you know, I'm being completely honest, I've gotten away from tracking my every single workout. I do walk into the gym with a lot of kind of intuition, knowing what I need to do for the week. I'll tackle it, and knowing what I didn't do, I'll fill it in where I need to. Do I follow a plan? I have in my head thousands of plans that I have done. Typically, right now, I'm on a 4-day split, depending on how the week goes, depending on how I'm feeling. I modify them. Like today, I typically wouldn't do arms separate from my shoulders, but I did shoulders this morning, had to break it, so now I'm gonna do arms in the evening. But it's really how I operate. One thing I wanted to talk about with the tricep press down is not completely locking out your elbow. I feel like when you do that, you're putting pressure on the tendon and the joint, and you're taking it away from the triceps. If you're trying to build muscle, you want to keep tension on the muscle as long as possible. So I like to use the 99% method, at least my 99% method. So I won't fully lock out. I will get the full stretch, but I won't fully lock out the elbow. Set number 2, really not really a working set, although it is a little heavier. Triceps, this is my set number 3. Depending on how heavy it is for me, it shouldn't be that heavy. It's probably gonna be my first working set. Anywhere from 8 to 12. If I feel good, 10. Lightweight. I got 12. At 160. I'll rack it. All right, this will be my second working set, but really, this is where the intensity is, right? So I got it stacked right now. Who cares? I don't care how much weight it is, but my goal is to get through at least 6 to 8 reps. And if I feel like I can do 10 or more, maybe I'll just keep it going. But the idea is to do one all-out working set and with a drop set. That's kind of my philosophy with most exercises, especially arms, because I don't want to do a lot of volume. I just think it's overuse and wear and tear on the joints that you don't need. Probably could have got more, but I'm looking a little bit jacked. So I'll do cut at 60. And then I'll do one more drop this down a little bit. Overhead push-outs. Every stretch. Nice and even, both sides. Probably could have got more, but I get bored. All right, this stuff isn't rocket science, guys. Let's be honest. You have elbow flexion and elbow extension. 2 ways. The elbow moves. Flexion for your bicep, extension for your triceps. Really it. I mean, we could alternate and lengthen the biceps a little differently, change the angle a little bit, but that's the very basic stuff. Flexion and extension. So, just gonna keep it with the cables for ease. A lot of times I keep it very simple and basic. I'm gonna do the same thing. 2 to 3 working sets with 1 drop set. Reps, anywhere from 8 to 12. Same thing with the biceps. I won't fully go all the way down. I'll keep a little tension on the biceps and not fully extend my arm all the way, just to keep that tension on the biceps for the whole range of motion. It's pretty light. 70, go up 20. Rule of thumb, always go up incrementally, small increments. Even if you know the end weight, if you're tracking your weights diligently and you know what weights you want to get to, I say still do 2 to 3 warm-up sets to get there. For instance, if I'm using 130 pounds here, I'm not just going to do 1 set at 70 and then go right to 130. I'm going to try to do a couple sets just to build up to that. For me, it's more about just feeling that weight and getting more prepared for that 1 working set. Rest, it's arms. Do I need a lot of rest? No. Plus, I like to keep my rest times anywhere from 45 seconds to a minute typically, but sometimes even 30 to 45 seconds. Again, keeps my heart rate up, keeps the intensity up. I know there's different, science studies that'll say the more rest for hypertrophy. I've just always done anywhere from 30 to 45 seconds of rest in between sets. Maybe I've been doing it wrong all this time. Let's go to 110. 110. I'm gonna throw a 5 on here, so we'll be at 115. One thing I do want to talk about also is these fat grips. And I forgot to use them on those first 2 sets, but I used to do forearm training on arm day, but again, I don't really do an arm day anymore unless it's a rare rare situation like today where I'll do arms for my current training plan, where I'm at currently with my current personal training. But these fat grips, this is not an ad by the way, but I do love the fact that it makes the bar a little bit thicker, so you're using more hand strength. You're getting more forearm strength, or you're using more of your forearms. So it's just gonna be a little bit way to be more efficient with your training. On arm day, I will do some forearms. Matter of fact, I should do more of that, if I'm being completely honest. That's one of the things I kind of just I forget about. Yeah, buddy. So I know I did the triple drop on the triceps, but biceps, I'll just do a 1 drop set, and that'll be the end of it. Let's move on. Do some dumbbell skull crushers. I've been doing dumbbell skull crushers. I've been doing dumbbell skull crushers lately, just for shoulder, not flexibility, but freedom. So when you're locked into like a barbell, where you're locked into like even an easy curl bar, you're pinned to that position, and you're kind of locked. And if you have any kind of imbalances left and right, or just a wonky left elbow like I do, you're locked into that one linear path. So with dumbbells, I have the ability to kind of be different on both sides and still get the triceps worked. And maybe I have to go a little bit lighter, but I also get some shoulder stability work out of it, which is, if you're looking at being efficient, why not get some shoulder efficiency as well? Or why not be efficient and get more shoulder work out of it? Considering the triceps attached back of the shoulder, I don't know how many that was, but I'll do straight sets here. Probably 2 to 3 straight sets, skull crushers, and then I'll do some dumbbell curls, and that'll be the end of the arm workout. So triceps, obviously three heads. You got one on the outside here, one on the back side, and then one underneath over here. If you can see that, I'm not as lean right now, so you might not be able to see it as crystal clear, but you can't isolate one of the tricep heads with one exercise. Just like you can't isolate your upper pec, your lower pec, without incorporating your whole pec. Same thing with the triceps. So this is changing the angle of it. Maybe it's a little bit more long head, but you're still working all 3 of the tricep heads anytime you extend your elbow. Science. Bicep, every time you flex your elbow, you're using both bicep heads. You can't single one out. Peak, that's just going to be genetics. The space you have between your bicep attachment here will determine how strong or how high of a peak you have. You can't do a certain exercise that's going to make your peaks sharper or bigger. It's just, you can't do it, right? So ideally when you're doing curls, you can bring that pinky in a little bit more to kind of really get the maximum contraction out of your bicep, but you still can't isolate one of the biceps. I'm gonna do a little preacher curl now using this glute ham developer. Climb it on top of here. Let's take the shoulders out of it. Probably do 2 sets here. Higher rep range, 12 to 15. That was pretty good weight for me, so I'm probably definitely going to do 1 more set and then call it a day. Throw a little forearms in there, and then that's it. Simplicity, arms, 4 exercises, 2 for biceps, 2 for triceps. Don't overcomplicate it. 3 to 4 sets per exercise. 1 all-out working set. And the other 2 just supportive sets, just to get the blood flow and prepare the joints for the extra work. I don't think you need much more than that. That's my 2 cents. Biceps, triceps. And smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button. Comment. Let me know that you're watching these videos. I'm gonna keep putting them out, regardless if you're watching them or not. But it'd be cool to get to know you. Peace.